there will be a change of pace and tempo on April 18th as Mars re-enters Leo. Mars is still in retrograde shadow territory, but now returns to the sign of personal courage, what it means to be yourself in the world, as well as a new understanding of his talents, gifts, and abilities. Mars in Leo is commanding, seeks to move ahead based on his personal will, and is ready to go, ready to move towards something that has perhaps been delayed, stalled out, or denied. Now, as Mars re-enters Leo, he makes an immediate trine to Neptune, now in Aries. This is a big deal because this is the first time Neptune has been in Aries in our lifetime, and that Neptune in Aries is connecting you to more of your spiritual self. Mars trines this energy and experiences a new awakening into what he wants, what he desires, what he wants to create and manifest. And it's based on that Neptune in Aries influence that's perhaps connecting him to new dreams, adventures, and parts of himself that he's never met before. This is very inspiring energy. It's high inspiration. There could be a sense of renewal and a new sense of purpose around what these two fire sign energies want to move towards. There can also be a deeper connection to your intuition. And the Neptune in Aries is planting new seeds around how you're becoming more of your true self. And then that Mars in Leo acts from that space, wants to create something new. So April 18th, April 19th, there is a renewal energy opening up here and coming forward. You could feel the downloads. You could have a sense of, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I want to move towards. Now, we also have to acknowledge that around the same time, the sun enters Taurus, and that sun in Taurus squares Mars in Leo. And there's a frustration around the roadblocks about what isn't in alignment, what maybe feels like a trap, or something that is physical and preventing this new expression to move forward. These could be related to financial roadblocks, anything in the physical environment that you want to change or shift, or you're realizing this is not the space I want to be in, this is not what I need or desire. But that Mars squaring the sun in Taurus can be an eruption of anger, frustration, and it can stop what you thought was smooth, because now you got to check in on what that sun in Taurus is bringing your attention to. So these planets at 0 degrees is important, because 0 degrees of each sign is the beginning point of the energy, needs, and expressions of that sign. And so there can be new potentials. Neptune in Aries, Mars in Leo, Sun in Taurus, all at 0 degrees. And you're trying to figure out, can this work together? Can this align? How is this going to be recreated? Now, as Mars moves direct in Leo, Mars still has his third and final opposition to that Pluto in Aquarius. And this time it happens at a new degree point, at 3 degrees. April 25th and 26th. So a week after Mars enters Leo, has the trine to Neptune, then has this opposition to Pluto. And one of the things that's coming to light here is how you've changed, what has shifted within you based on the retrograde energy that was extended in Cancer. It was mostly in Cancer. What new emotional awareness you've come to understand, what was maybe blocking you, what was repressed, what was holding you in previous patterns. And with this Mars back in Leo, now opposing Pluto in Aquarius, there's a new checking in point on what you desire and what's not ready yet. This is a standoff. And it can bring about more anger and frustration because that Mars in Leo wants his way. Wants it to happen his way, his method, his preferred approach. And Pluto in Aquarius is holding the frequency of what's best for all involved, what is going to actually last in the new frequencies, and where do we need to step away from anything that is it's like too self-absorbed or only focused on yourself or the here and now. Pluto in Aquarius connects you to a bigger scope of energy and a longer timeline. And so this Mars in Leo, he has this new inspiration from Neptune and Aries, but he meets up through a square to the sun and an opposition to Pluto that says it's not time yet. There's more here that still needs to be adjusted. And with these energies, there's strong conflict. It can feel oppositional. It could feel like what you want is out of bounds, out of reach. And it means that this Mars in Leo has more growing to do. Still has more maturing to do. And that it's after this opposition to Pluto in Aquarius that as the energies start to settle down a bit more, he's going to clear that retrograde shadow territory, which happens at 6 degrees of Leo. He's going to move ahead, but he's permanently changed. So note that this Mars in Leo could still feel battle weary, exhausted, combative, and yet there's meant to be some big soul lessons here around how choices are made or the behavior or what he's doing. There's meant to be a deeper understanding of what's not working so that you can make changes as needed that are ultimately for the best and highest good of all. So this is going to be a time period where you want will be challenged. It won't flow, it won't open. You could still feel like there's restrictions or things that you're, fighting against. But it's about going higher and to look at what parts of yourself, especially in these early degrees of Leo, have not matured, have not grown, and aren't connecting to more of what the Pluto and Aquarius energies are requiring of us now. It's quite a dance, but I just want to give you this heads up on how the energies are showing up and playing out, because if you have planets or points in the early degrees of the fixed signs, especially 0 degrees to 4 degrees of the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. This time period in April is going to be working with you more personally, asking you to look at what have you not been willing to change, where have you been stubborn, resistant, not wanting anything to evolve or shift. Because you could have some big messages here around basically where you're holding yourself back. So I hope this gives some insights into this energy that we will be moving through here in April, and also helps you see what you can tune into to go higher and get a new perspective on those next level potentials because of the growth, because of the changes that happen. The universe has something for you on the other side, and it's about being willing to make those changes that will get you there.